1 year of the Crash and Burn Wrestling Podcast? Dude, what a year, guys. I have no idea what to say right now, so I'm just gonna say, thank you guys for the support this past year, from when we started on Anchor, from once we made our move to Skype on episode 7. Guys, just thank you for the support. I hope you guys enjoyed our first 6 episodes that we've done on Anchor and all of our Skype episodes from when we started with 4 members and we had 15 members, and now we have 10. Man, we had our ups and downs, guys, but all that matters is you guys stuck with us throughout the entire year. So again, thank you guys so much, and please subscribe, and here's many more moments on the Crash and Burn Wrestling Podcast. Enjoy the presentation and enjoy the episode, guys, where we're going to share our moments. So, guys, keep the support and keep helping us grow, and do the same for the Moshcast too. So, thank you guys for the support for Crash and Burn for the 1 year, and this is a special time for us. I don't know what else to say, but just thank you to the incredible viewers, friends, all of our ex-members, our current members, and people that we have for interviews. And man, happy 1 year, Crash and Burn. Thanks, everybody. And keep it too sweet. Keep crashing and burning, keep moshing. Peace out, everybody.
Wow. 1 year ago, the fastest rising podcast in professional wrestling today started. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know who I am the assassin Josh Digger. I am the hate saver of professional wrestling, the man with many more names. And I just can't believe we reached 1 year. This podcast is one of the best things me and Jason started during quarantine. This podcast got me going through quarantine. It kept me going strong. And I would just like to thank our amazing crew members. You guys are the best. We do one hell of a job for you guys, the fans, the subscribers out there. This podcast means so much to me. We've put all the hard work in, the dedication, and I just can't believe it's 1 year already that we started this. We're looking to reach many more goals to come. We're looking to make many more memories with each other and make more fun episodes for you guys to enjoy. So, the Assassin would like to thank Crash and Burn Nation for all your love and support since the beginning. This is only now that we're at 100 subscribers. There's a lot that I could say, but that's all I have to say for now. And yeah, thank you guys so much for being awesome fans. And the Assassin is out. Crash and Burn. For life.
Hey everyone, this is Wyatt here, the secondary owner, whatever you can call it, on the Crash and Burn Wrestling Podcast. I just want to say a huge thank you to Jason and Josh for giving me ownership of this podcast and giving me the opportunity to request throwback pay-per-views for his episodes. I'm very grateful this podcast has taught me experience to have ownership to a podcast, and I'm just very grateful I got to build a lot of new friendships throughout the times with all the members and former members that we remain on good terms with, so many, and I'm very grateful that I get to do something like this. Doing a podcast is as fun as I thought, and I'm just, it's helped me, keeping me going through quarantine, keeping me going every day, and I know I've had a lot of change in my life throughout the years, and I know last year was the hardest year of my life, but thankfully Crash and Burn has actually had my back throughout this time. But again, a huge thank you that I get to have ownership of this podcast, and it's been a fun and amazing experience for me, and I can't believe this podcast is officially a year old. It feels like yesterday. And if anyone didn't know that I actually named this podcast, if anyone didn't know, yeah, I named Crash and Burn because I had a DVD in my bedroom, and it said Greatest Production
It's your Rainmaker himself. Just want to get on here and say happy 1 year anniversary of the Crash and Burn Wrestling Podcast. Wow, 1 year already. That is crazy. I just want to get on here and say thank you for the fans and subscribers for subscribing to us and watch us is basically being dumb and us is doing dumb shit. And give you some wrestling knowledge that you may not know or you may have known but you may not remember. Because we're here for that. We're here for funny moments and knowledge. I remember I was on episode 2 and when I was on there I was nervous or whatever, but once I got in I just become myself and I just adapted pretty well right then and there because they expected much from me because I'm friends with all these people. I was friends with Jason and Wyatt before we even Crash and Burn started. Like, we know each other. We've been OGs for a while. And just want to give a thank you also to the members of Crash and Burn, former and current, for making me feel like a family member, make me feel like a brother. And I'm glad that I'm there for you guys and you guys are there for me. Behind the scenes, we just goofy and we are serious when we need to be. And when times get rough, that's when we come close as brothers and we help each other out. Because if it wasn't Crash and Burn, I honestly don't know where I would be today. I don't think I'll be the best version of myself. I don't think I will be who I am now. Like, they made me who I am. They made me better. And I'm just so glad that, man, I'm about to get emotional. But, thank you guys for, supporting us. Thank you guys for supporting me as I just become a complete dumbass on the podcast. That's my job. But, yeah. Thank you guys so much. I love you guys. And Crash and Burn, love you guys. Peace.
Hello everyone around the world, it's your boy Wrestling No More 2.0. All I want to say is a happy first year anniversary of the Crash and Burn podcast. About Crash and Burn podcast, what does this mean to me is a life change. Ever since I joined this podcast, I mean it. This makes me happy with you guys when we joke around, we agree their facts or their opinions about wrestling, and even predicting stuff, what's gonna happen in each pay-per-view. So I really loved this podcast. Crash and Burn is always our family too. Me and everyone's single members who are in the podcast. I can't imagine most of the people feeling great to be in this podcast. And I really loved enjoying with you guys. This has always been my family's. And even a shout out to a friend who thanked for me to be in this podcast. Jason and Josh, brothers. We love you guys. Even the other brothers like Wyatt, Lucas, James, sister, Ryleigh and Cassie. Yeah. And shout out to the boy, Nicholas. You guys are the best. We're always a family. Thank you. In the bottom of my heart. Happy 1 year anniversary, Crash and Burn podcast. One last thing. Too sweet. Thank you.
Hey everybody, this is Nicholas from the Crash and Burn Wrestling podcast, and I want to say happy 1 year anniversary for this absolutely amazing group, this family to me. I haven't been here for the entire tenure. My first appearance was in, I think it was September, but it's safe to say that even though I haven't been here the whole time, this podcast and the group of people that run it have truly made a huge impact on me as a wrestling fan. And yeah, I'm super grateful for it. I want to thank Jason and Wyatt, Josh, Ryleigh, Lucas. I want to thank basically everybody who's been so kind to me, coming and joining into this whole experience. I could see my window. I could have never imagined I would do like a podcast, especially something like this. It was really kind of like sort of fantasy or whatever that. It'd be cool to do, but it's unlikely to happen. But yeah, I think really only these people could have made it possible for me. And yeah, it's truly kind of gotten me really immersed into the wrestling business even more than I was before. And I think I'm very grateful for that. So yeah, again, these past few months have been some of my favorites. I have so many great memories from doing the podcast, and yeah, here's to years more of that craziness. So yeah, thank you, Jason and the gang, for letting me come on and constantly to bring the whole thing down with me. And yeah, have a great day, everybody. Happy 1 year anniversary.
What's going on, everyone? My name is Julian Pinnell, the Heavy Metal Joker here, and apparently it has come to my attention that the Crash and Burn Wrestling podcast has turned 1 year old. 1 year old! That's fucking insane, man. I don't even know what to say. I mean, first of all, I just gotta say a big thank you to Jason, Josh, Wyatt, and everyone on the team for allowing me to come on for a couple episodes. I know I'm not on there anymore because I'm busy with my own stuff and the Moshcast and stuff like that. So, but also I want to thank all the people that are on that podcast for helping me really get back into professional wrestling and let me, feel happy about watching wrestling again. Well, not so much recently because WWE has really sucked so much lately. But other than that, I have a blast talking with everyone. It's such a fun podcast, such a great vibe all around. And yeah, man, I want you guys to keep supporting this thing because without you, this wouldn't be happening. We're on the road to 200 subscribers. Help us get there, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for having me on, guys, and I'll see you next time.
Oh, you might recognize this wall because I'm here. What's up, Crash and Burn Wrestling Universe? It is I, AJ. Or some of you know me as AJ Styles. No, we don't want none. No, we don't want none. Or AJ Lee. Let's light it up, light it up, light it up. Okay, that's funny though. But anyways, I heard that Crash and Burn Wrestling Podcast is having their 1 year anniversary. And as a former member of this podcast, I want to say congratulations to Crash and Burn Wrestling Podcast on hitting 1 year as a podcast. And as a former member, my experience was awesome because I got to meet a lot of new people throughout this podcast, including Jason, including Wyatt, including Lucas, including Ryleigh, even Nicholas Isaacs, and Evan. Pretty much everyone who is in the podcast today, and some former members, including me, Steve, and you name it. But anyways, as a former member of this podcast, I want want to say I still support this podcast, and I hope to God they succeed, because I want to see them succeed way over the top, because they need to be the best wrestling podcast you can be. But as a former member of this podcast, I want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys for making me a member of this podcast, and thank you guys for even including me, and thank you guys for this opportunity. And especially I want to thank Jason and Josh for offering me this podcast, and I will never forget that moment. And I still support this podcast no matter what, because they are doing fucking great. So, as a former member of this podcast, I want to say thank you guys, and I love you guys from the bottom of my heart, and I hope to God I see you guys soon. Keep crashing and burning, bitches. Yeah.
Crash and
Crash and Burn 1 year anniversary hype. Woo!
Yeah!
Woo! Hey people, welcome to the Crash and Burn Wrestling Podcast 1 year anniversary. Tonight, we're taking a break from our usual episodes to have a look back at the past 265 days of this beautiful, beautiful podcast.
Yep.
So yeah, it's great to see how far we've come, guys. So let's not waste any more time. I'm gonna shut my mouth to bring in the person who I'm doing this episode with, Josh Danker.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is I, the assassin, Josh Dinger here. Man, it's unbelievable that we have reached a year of doing this podcast. You know, we're here to share some funny stories, how we started, how we came through now,
And
and
we're basically having a look back at the past 365 days.
yes, sir. Me and Jason are gonna and Wyatt are gonna bring you lots of fun stories, some chilling ones, and a lot more. So.
And also, some more people are gonna join us if possible.
Yep.
We're fine.
So, anyways, Lucas, come on in, brother.
Yes, it is I, the Rainmaker himself, and
Oh!
and I got a little dressed up for the occasion. Just why the hell
Nice.
not?
It's a party tonight.
Because I have to. Because and also a new setup, by the way. Remember that old chair? It's basically beside me. So I'm in a new chair and everything. So new everything basically, and I'm rocking the hat as well. Cheers up! No, it's not Hennessy or wine, so don't get that fucking.
This is my water bottle.
Because I'm only 17. I'm not gonna get drunk like a fucking dumbass, like all you fucking teens are. So fuck you.
Alright. Last but not least, he is someone who actually came up with the name of this podcast. We'll talk more about that as the show goes on, but here's Wyatt.
What?
Oh.
I knew it. I wish I had pyro. Damn it! I would have brought the pyro in. I guess Wyatt's turn rated R.
Yes, this podcast has officially gotten rated R. And
We always
after
rated R.
365 days of waiting, we are finally celebrating. I keep thinking that I'm holding that beer bottle on my desk. Oh my god. All right.
Yes, Wyatt.
But yeah, it's been a fun ride here, ladies and gentlemen. We're finally celebrating the 1 year anniversary from how it all started and where we are now, from the ups and downs we've had on this podcast. And as we will go over some of the greatest moments, some of the best moments, worst moments, how we got to meet so many new people on this podcast. And, I know there's been some great times and there's been some dark times, but no matter what, I'm still here!
All right. So tonight we're gonna get positive and negative here. So Let's make this special for us.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. I mean,
All right, so it's up to you guys. Where you want to start? I'm not in charge here.
Well,
I'll start actually.
yeah, Lucas.
Go,
I'm-
Lucas.
Sure.
So I said this on the press station that will be up soon. Once we'll see how he does. I started on episode 2, and it was
Episode DOS. Yes.
so thus, and we did my debate review, and that was here. And we decided to review my debate, and I got feelings, and what I said, I pretty much ran on AJ.
Yeah.
Not AJ Styles, not the other.
Not AJ Styles.
But I would say put your motherfucking head back down, you damn bum. After Otis won. Well, Otis won, but that's how it all
Yeah,
started.
he won. Yeah. And also, it's a good thing you mentioned that. So, real quick, we actually did our first 6 episodes of Crash and Burn on another app, Anchor.
Anchor.
Yeah,
We used to
And
record on
our
there.
first 6 ever
Anchor
episodes
sucks.
are actually on iTunes, so make sure to go check that out. Crash
And
Burn Podcast.
the links to all of those are in the description of every single video.
yeah. So this is when I started to have curly hair. This is when I started to have this type of hair. And I remember the first episode. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was ready to do this at first, and I was like, "Man, what am I gonna say? What am I gonna do?" And everything like that. So then I just got very comfortable and look at and me, and this basically brings the best out of me. And I don't know who I'll be today because behind the scenes, we just like family. We just joke around with each other.
We just bond. That's all.
Yeah.
Late at night.
All about, and we all get all just talk around, Josh and Jake. And
It's all good fun.
It's like that.
It's all fun, especially when I joke with Josh too much about 5 Nights at Freddy's.
It's always fun.
Exactly. And
Freddy Fazbear's your best friend, Josh.
But only thing I say is how I started. I was like very nervous. Where I am right now. No, I don't know how many episodes we got now. Like I can't keep.
We're almost 100.
We're almost 100. I think our last episode was 91.
But yeah, but
There.
and it's crazy to see how far we all have mentally, and all of us soon are gonna do with Jason going to college and Wyatt, well, Josh gonna do. I'm gonna do.
Right. In about a month, I'll be graduating.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
something.
Crazy.
And it's very difficult for all of us to do all these type of things. And I wouldn't be nothing without this. I don't know what I'll be doing without this podcast because this podcast made me who I am. And this podcast made me special. This podcast made me a great character. And I had to thank them because I'll quote from Fast and Furious. I used to say what the quote. And that's why all of us are burners because
There you go. There.
Vin Diesel,
Yeah.
and we're gonna continue doing that. We're gonna continue to make it dumb things. I might do jump better soon, but yeah, that's how I started out.
So
90
you started, yeah.
90 episodes. All
Yeah.
messed hair, curly, all these type of things.
It's amazing to see like how far we became as podcasters.
Right.
We've been on Crash and Burn for a while. We went from joining the Moshcast too to try out a new podcast, and then we continued doing this. And we became hardworking people on here.
Yeah.
All right, let's still start off with.
Like, Josh, you want to go ahead? Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm not in charge. Go ahead, guys. Just go.
When the whole pandemic started and everyone was
Yeah.
stay in their houses and not be able to go anywhere, I had nothing to do, to be honest. And I was
Who texted you? Who texted you one night?
Yeah, someone texted me
I
one
believe
night.
a shithead did.
Yeah, and
Someone who loves Minecraft too much.
yep, and
I believe his name is Jason.
yeah. So Jason texted me one night after
Who's Jason? Oh yeah, it's me. It's me.
Yes, it
I'm
is.
trying to be an
so
idiot here.
so Jason texted me and he said
Hi, assassin. Do you want to be my co-host for a podcast?
yes, and that was the exact text message, and I said sure, let's go for it. So
And then we went from there.
yeah, and basically all I'm gonna say is this podcast basically kept me going through quarantine. It kept me going strong till
Yeah,
now
same here.
the vaccines we're starting to get a little bit back to normal, but slowly. Hopefully we get back to normal at some time.
Of course, we're still doing this and
by
our
the
other
end of
podcasts.
by the summertime. But basically, I was introduced to the world of podcasting and just became a hobby for me. I was introduced to doing YouTube stuff by myself, so I figured, why don't we do something else, or why don't I myself do something else prior to this? And here we are now, 91 episodes strong. And basically on the outside, we're all three friends, one family. We all look out for each other.
We
We're like
we
friends.
should also give a shout out to our group chat that we have on this exact app, Skype.
Yeah, the home chat.
Yeah.
Home chat,
And then that's
where we all pretty much just hang out.
Yeah, and we watch wrestling together, and we just hang out and talk. And basically,
And basically become shitheads.
right.
Yeah.
See,
See each other.
And not for nothing, we all came up with our own wrestling names and everything like that, and two of our fellow members, well, most of our fellow members here are going to wrestling school for training, as Wyatt, Ryleigh, James, and Cassie. So
Yeah,
look from where the pandemic started, and look
like
where
they were locked down
major,
too, but now they're going to school.
yeah,
Wrestling
major
school.
difference, and sometimes a lot of people, want to hang out and not do episodes, and they want to spend time with their friends, and that's okay because
Yeah, that's okay because so don't worry if you don't see a lot of people as much as you used to on a podcast episode.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
That's
sorry,
why.
back to normal.
and always remember, if you always want to start something, and if you feel like you can't do anything, don't listen to what people say, because if you want to start a podcast, and if you're inspired by other people that have done podcasts in the past, don't let the other people tell you negative things. Do what you want to do and talk about what you want to talk about. It could
If
be
something can help you get through something, like for example,
Right.
if you were
Because-
quarantined last year,
yeah. Since I
do
was
something.
quarantined-
Don't
Yeah.
just sit there and sleep.
Right. Since I was quarantined last year, and I know a lot of people were doing a lot of their
I know I
work
sleep all day.
virtually through Zoom and Skype or whatever video app they use. I wanted to start a podcast pretty much because I never thought about doing a podcast because it looked like too much work. But then I looked up some tools on how you can do a podcast, and you can use Skype like we're doing right now. And I said, let's give it a try. Let's see how we do. And look, you promote it, you advertise it, you tell everybody about it, and then you get more attention, more viewers, more subscribers.
And then
Just
we
takes
evolved
time.
our podcasting experience to our other podcast,
Yeah, and
Right,
same with podcast, which is what the other podcast like.
that we all do here.
The original creator, his name will not be mentioned, but we basically carried the podcast and expanded it to a much wider audience, and we promote it. So if you guys are looking to start something and what you guys love, go ahead and go for it, because it's gonna keep you guys busy. So
Can I go?
yeah, I'm done. I think I said everything.
Basically, I was bored out of my fucking mind during the quarantine. I was sleeping, playing games, keep myself distracted. Of course, watching wrestling, and then taking care of school because I was online school during that time.
Yeah.
So I hit this asshole up, Josh Danker. I'm like, hey, assassin, do you want to start a podcast? And he said, Sure, sure. And we went from there. And
Right.
I was surprised of how far we've come because
Yeah.
I was inspired by doing a podcast by, I'll say the podcast name anyways. I don't care. Tuck Your Chin Podcast. Of course, RIP to it.
Right. That's
I was
Okay.
inspired by it, but some issues happened, but we're not gonna bring it up anymore.
Yeah.
Nope.
I think I do have it.
Yeah, well,
Alright,
I was inspired by that, but we did it on a different app, which came out to be a failure.
Yeah.
So starting episode 7, we went through Skype as an idea from the Tuck Your Chin Podcast and the Moshcast.
Right.
So and then we made that our permanent home, Tuck Your Chin.
Yeah.
There you go.
Can I go now because
So
you guys-
we onboarded a lot of new crew members. Well,
I
some
talk?
we aren't on good terms anymore. But
Yeah.
but for the people that we're still on good terms with, thank you.
Yeah.
For sticking
Yeah.
around throughout the past year.
Coming on our show.
We
Alright,
went through.
can
Boy.
Can I explain my
Well,
side of the story now? How Crash and Burn, my journey for Crash and Burn's like. Okay,
Oh! Some of you out there may be questioning, how did we come up with the name Crash and Burn?
Well, let him tell you.
And
Shut up.
this man, Wyatt, has the
I know
answer.
you
So
guys are gonna be you guys have talked a lot. Now it's my turn to speak. Okay, so on April 26, 2020, for some misunderstanding reason, me and Jason were released from the Tuck Your Chin podcast.
yeah.
Over some misunderstanding shit. It was a former friend of ours that I'm not gonna mention, and someone else over.
I'm still friends with that guy, but it's alright.
Yeah. Him, a friend of ours we used to be friends with, who I kind of regret being friends with as of now. Him and someone else got in a debatable argument about AEW. So we were stupid enough to help defend our friend from that person, and we.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I thought you were talking about Mike
Yeah.
Schiff. My bad. My bad. Sorry.
The person who actually doesn't like AEW ended up becoming a good person. So it kind of made us.
And I
regret
believe he's
what
a
we
member of our podcast.
Yeah, but we're not going to say who though, because we don't want to have any attacking.
Oh,
But
yeah.
yeah. So when that happened, 5 days later, we get messages that me and Jason are getting kicked off Tuck Your Chin and banned, even though me and Jason did apologize and explain ourselves.
Yeah, from Mike Schiff, but
Can I
sorry.
speak? Let me continue. So a week later, Jason messages me and says, me and Josh are starting our own podcast. So I remember that night, me and Jason got kicked off. Literally, when I was active on Insta, I never slept that night. And Jason's literally texting me whenever he saw me active. He literally texts me. And so a week later,
I'm gonna shut up.
Jason messages me and says, me and Josh are going to start our own podcast. And then I'm like, okay, what are you going to name it? And I'm like, none of these names are going to work. And Jason's like, well, Wyatt, if you want to do so, find a name, and then if me and Josh are cool with it, we'll stick with it. So I have a notebook, paper, and a pen, and I look around my room like, what is a rare name I can name this podcast? So I literally look at my DVDs, and it says best WWE bladder matches, moments, Crash and Burn. So I'm like, let's call it Crash and Burn. And Jason and Josh approved it.
And there's your answer, guys.
Yep. There you
There's
go.
the answer. So yeah, and then after that, we went on from there to onboard some new crew members.
Which is on
And
the
I am
call.
I'm gonna add something in here.
Yeah.
In this podcast, I was very thankful I was able to build a lot of new friendships with people. Lucas and I gotten closer ever since being a part of the Crash and Burn team. I know me and Ryleigh became closer friends. Me and Joe became closer friends because Joe used to be a monitor of the podcast. You can go follow him.
The Moshcast, I think you mean Crash and Burn.
Yes, Jason. You can go follow him as NCAA_Joseph.
That's right, guys.
Yeah.
He's cool and he's funny.
Yeah. As he'll put his mouth up to that screen.
We will.
Joe's Joe.
Yeah.
We love you,
I
Josh.
know. I got closer with AJ. I got closer with me and AJ became friends. Me and William.
Of course, shout out to William. He was on a couple episodes with us.
Yeah. Former member of our podcast and others.
We're still on good terms with him.
Yes, we are. And I'm very thankful, even though my life changed throughout Crash and Burn.
I think
still
Crash
get
and Burn
to
brought all of us closer.
Yeah. And I never really had friends of mine who really, like, I got the group call every night and all. And literally through the podcast, I had to make one of the hardest decisions of my life.
Yeah.
And that was leaving the wrestling community. Knowing how worse the situation gotten, it literally made a lot of my friends turn their back on me. And a lot of my friends turned on me over one person.
I know what you're talking about.
And I'm gonna tell you this: if you're watching this right now, instead of being a man, we could have worked this out. Even though I met you in person twice, I don't care how many times I met you, but I know that instead of trying to be like a man, you wanted to just clout and run away like a pussy.
Word up.
Even though a lot of my friendships were ruined, but thankfully, you can cry all you want. That doesn't make all my real friends not turn their back on me, even though you tried to ruin those friendships too.
Yep.
At least my true friends are still with me.
And to that person, fuck you.
Listen.
Eat 'em! Eat 'em!
Listen.
If you have a problem with us being friends, go fuck yourself.
Listen, if you're gonna complain in the comments that we're taking shots fired at somebody that you like and respect or whatever the situation may be, don't cry about it. It's explaining the facts. Just
We're
be
stating
a
the
man
facts, people.
and accept it, people. Don't cry in the comments saying, "Oh, you shouldn't say that." No, it's supposed to be mentioned because shots fired.
We don't like that person anyways.
And all I'm going to say is I know through my time of Crash and Burn, from that starting, I knew ever since after the third ever episode, my life started to fall apart. Literally, I never even made a Crash and Burn appearance for like 2 months. Until then, a lot of my friends were turning on me, and then literally, I remember going down to Florida. I was depressed out of my freaking mind. I was even like that before this stuff happened. And literally, I'm going to say is literally, I got messages from Marco on Twitter. And what Marco told me, I'm like, that's unbelievable that happened. I don't believe you at all. And Marco's like, dude, it's true. And then literally, I know I had my Crash and Burn team by my side. And I remember at Florida, I was literally, I wish I wouldn't have been here. Literally so much struggling, but thankfully the best part of my Florida trip though is thankfully us and the Tucker Chin podcast were able for us to get on good terms. And thankfully that call went very peaceful, and I know the whole story about that. Go check out the one year anniversary of the Moshcast. The link's down below. Julian shared the story. What I'm gonna say is we made our
and then ever since us and the Tucker Chin podcast became closer.
Yeah, and that started to something new. And I know, literally, now as I think of it, I know ever since then, thankfully I got, had new people to like talk to and reach out to. But, I know ever since like we were able to make peace, you know, thankfully no one was able to no one talked over each other on that call. And thankfully it all worked out.
Right.
Even my family was like, Julian was like that. Literally, Jason's buddy Max on Discord was like, this has to end. They were literally
and
like...
no, it's not Max from the Moshcast. I have another friend named Max.
Yeah, he's on Discord. He's a cool dude. So yeah, we were all like, this has to end.
Right.
And then July got kind of worse for me. So at the end of July was my return appearance. And that was one of our... that was my return appearance for Crash and Burn. I literally, I remember traveling with my dad for 3 weeks. That was literally one of the roughest trips of my life. Because someone who I thought was like a real one to me ended up becoming a snake. Literally, everyone provoked me to block that person. And I remember texting Steve all night crying out of my goddamn mind. I remember y'all never really did much about it because y'all still had respect for him. But I knew this was hard for me to get over. And this was something I never saw coming. But thankfully now, I learned with all those people who want to believe, who want to take it the wrong way or whatever, or the people that just want to walk away and just want my attention, I learned that those people left my life for a reason.
Right.
And I'm thankful that I met new friends at my wrestling school. And I knew last summer was probably the roughest summer of my life, but hopefully this summer will be a better summer for me.
Yeah.
Last summer was probably the toughest summer of my life. You know, I went through a lot.
Of course,
But
yeah.
trust me, over my whole life, to be honest, I've been pushed around. I've been, made fun of. I've been, someone's doormat, and I chose the right way to say I'm nobody's doormat. Don't step on me, bro. Because
You're nobody's slave.
I'm
Nobody.
nobody. I'm not your slave. I'm not nobody to you. You
Yeah.
want to treat me like this, and I would always like to ask this question. It's like, if you hate me so much, then give
Yeah.
me an don't push me around and insult me like you're gonna be fake and stuff, because I've had that in the past. And then I've realized you just gotta stick to the real friends that you have, because if the real friends that don't, you know, turn your backs on you, you gotta just stick with them. Don't go to the fake ones and think they're a good person, because
Yeah.
I've had that before, and then I've realized after a while, after the last person I had turned their back on me,
Yeah.
which I will not say who. It's somebody I used to be friends with, and I really, don't want to get into full detail, but it's like, if you were gonna do this, then why'd I even trust you in the first place? But if you're gonna try to make up a friendship with somebody that you really want to become friends with again, and if they keep stirring the pot and keep stirring drama, all you gotta do is just take time by time, and then something will work out. Maybe yes, maybe no, but who knows?
Yeah. Continue for what I was saying. So literally ever since that fake friend of mine stabbed me in the back, it literally fucked me over. That led to me It literally led to me and a girl ended up having an ugly ending to a love connection. Literally, I'm not gonna say who, but literally the end of summer kind of got weird for me. But thankfully I'm here today. But literally, ever since the amount of people that turned on me, it literally fucked me over, because literally the internet world was really all I had, because I never really connected with people locally and all. But I even remember group calling Jason, Steve, and Ryleigh, literally with tears busted in my eyes, knowing how down I was.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah. But as the way I learned from it, nothing changed in my life. Nothing really changed until the one day something came in my head, and I'm like, what am I gonna do with my life? Like, me feeling like this every day. I know I felt very unhappy every day, and whatever. Like, literally, nothing changed for the rest of 2020. Literally, nothing changed. But until then, after all the drama that happened last year, it led me to. I remember being at work one day. I'm like, what do you think I should try to do for wrestling? So literally, something came in my head. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna try to get a wrestling school. So I went online. I looked up a wrestling school. I'm like, this is where I'm gonna go. So I signed up, and I went to the arena, and I signed the contract. And that led me to learn. and that led me to learn that there is light at the end of the tunnel. And I'm very, even though after all the controversy that's happened last year, I'm very grateful I'm remained with a lot of great people in my life, along with my Crash and Burn family, even a lot of great people like Allie and Morgan and AJ, Justin, Steve, Joe. Even though I don't have that many internet friends as I used to, I'm still grateful I get to connect with many of those people in my life. And there's actually a lot of great people that I've met on the internet, like you guys and the people I just mentioned. And there's actually people there I regret meeting. And the people that I regret meeting, they actually left my life for a reason for better people. And all I'm going to say is to that person in my life, you are nothing but a toxic, egotistical, controlling, selfish of a human being. I don't care how many problems you've had. All I'm going to say is God bless and go fuck yourself.
Goodbye.
God bless and fuck off.
Goodbye. Get rid of it.
Well
But-
said, man. Well said, brother.
Yeah.
Well said, Wyatt.
But, you know, there is people that do fade away in your life. But, you know, it's part of a life lesson. And I do want to give a special shout out to Adam Cole, Rhea Ripley, Mandy Rose, Alexa Bliss, and who else? And Edge for giving me the best advice possible.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to the great WWE superstars that made it big and are doing this for us.
That's right.
And literally,
And thank you for performing during this pandemic.
Thank you guys so much.
even though our lives have changed last year, but
Yep.
thankfully, let's start on what were some of the best Crash and Burn episodes we've ever been on.
SummerSlam for sure.
SummerSlam predictions was so much fun.
Yeah.
I thought
definitely.
War Games predictions was pretty fun, and I thought let's see,
WrestleMania 32.
WrestleMania 33 was pretty fun.
32 was also fun too. I can agree with Lucas on that.
Some of the funniest moments I could think of was, you know, us doing those crazy entrances. I think that was the SummerSlam predictions.
Yeah, the predictions,
Oh, I botched it. I remember I botched that shit.
Shout out to
Triple H
Evan,
that
though. Evan, who is a former member of our podcast and current member of the Moshcast. He made the episode also fun, too.
Saying all the things like play some sex music.
You know what? Your mother has a pee-pee.
Yes, that was good as well.
And what else was a great funny moments?
Some of the best episodes we put on.
How
I think
about the
Championship
Gary
was
thing?
really fun. Royal Rumble predictions and the recap were fun. And I thought Elimination Chamber predictions was pretty fun.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I thought
that
that
was
Gary
fun.
one, but that episode where Wyatt made that Gary joke.
Yeah.
No, that was the weekend review. That
Yes, and that was with
review.
AJ and Williams' first appearances.
Yep. Squidward. I mean, that was good. No, that's Squidward Gary.
It was basically, the joke was Alexa the Fiend shoved
The
Alexa.
Fiend shoving his fingers down Alexa's throat and then SpongeBob looking at
Alexa
him.
shove what?
Gary! Yeah.
That was
Gosh, what
that
did,
was
what
classic.
did
I
Bliss
thought the
shove?
Funny Stories first ever one was pretty fun.
That was
Yeah.
fun.
Thanks, shout out to Steve and
All right.
Julian and everyone else for making that episode entertaining
And shout out to James and Cassie for sharing some good stories too.
and making their debut.
Oh yeah, a fun fact, that was their debut too.
Yep.
Those two lovebirds.
Yeah.
I really thought, what else was fun? I know SummerSlam predictions was pretty fun.
That happens
And I
to
also
be
thought
that is actually my favorite episode we've done.
There's a lot of great episodes that we've done.
Yeah. Who wants to do the top 30 greatest Crash and Burn moments of all time? You guys ready?
Yes, I'm ready for that.
Josh, you ready?
Yes.
Is Josh even there?
He's muted.
Josh, you beat.
I'll take silence as a yes.
Okay. All right, number 30. The times when I brought my Randy Orton standee in the episode, and when Ryleigh brought her Roman Reigns standee in the episode.
Oh God.
Oh my
I
god.
remember.
Y'all
I
are
remember when I
simps.
was like this. Okay, if you're gonna talk shit about Randy, he's literally right here.
Why are you
There you
grabbing
go.
like that? I saw your hand.
That was the payback
I saw
prediction.
your hand, bro.
That was the payback prediction.
Payback Pictures was fun. And fun fact, that was Julian's first appearance too.
Hand right
Yes.
there. Come on, man.
29. James's WrestleMania 32 experience, the night when he lost his wallet.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Poor James. And fun fact, and also shout out to him. He became a referee and for his promotion.
I hope he's the referee in one of my matches one day.
Yeah, and congrats, James, bro.
James is the man.
He's the man.
28.
Rip Josh.
Okay.
F
28.
in the chat for Josh, guys.
Yeah. 28. Ezekiel Jackson.
Evan.
Yeah.
Fucking Evan.
28. Also, you know what I think? Judy Bagwell and Buff Bagwell will make a return and win the tag team championships against the Street Profits.
Oh yes, I remember that. Yes.
27. Williams Orange Cassidy cosplay on the Halloween Havoc 1997 review.
That was cool.
That was Halloween. You remember that?
Man,
Jason?
I was out that day. I was God, who was I was a Joker.
Yes, you were wearing your Barney costume.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I'll say Randy going up your ass in a minute. So.
All right. Number 20. Instead of that, let's look at 26. Moose's sexy ass.
What?
Remember, Moose's ass looks kind of hot. No homo.
Oh
That
my
was
God.
all homo, man.
That was the WrestleMania 33 review.
It ain't slick, buddy.
All right. 25. Nick's long ass fantasy booking storytellings.
Oh
Knowing
wait,
how
Nick's.
his
Fantasy booking
storyline
storytelling.
He
was
should
so
be a
long,
producer.
I fell asleep during one.
Yeah, he's actually really good,
But
though.
he's really good.
He should be a producer.
I
Yeah,
think he's really good.
yeah.
as well.
As Lucas said, like he's really good at storytelling, actually.
Yeah, yeah. 24. The Ryback intros. All right. Number 23. Julian's heavy metal Joker debut on the Crash and Burn podcast.
That's what AJ said. Julian, what the hell?
Oh, AJ's famous line.
Julian, what the hell?
I remember that.
Oh my God.
All right. 22. Okay, this is Josh. Yeah, if you're going to be Roman Reigns, you got to, you're supposed to wreck, it says on his shirt, wreck everyone and leave. You're supposed to wreck them, all right? Josh, you want to hear something? That's if you were Evan Bourne, you would get a shirt saying, wreck yourself and leave.
Oh! I forgot about that.
Oh my God.
All right.
He was born to fly.
Number 21. Instead of Damian Priest versus Johnny Gargano versus Leon Ruff in a triple threat match, how about we see Leon Ruff versus El Torito versus Finley's little bastard?
Oh, God. I mean, that'd be a dream match, though, okay.
Okay. Number 20. Lucas jumps on the bed on the outro on last episode.
Oh my God.
Yes!
Omar.
Omar.
Omos! It's Omos!
Yeah, Omos.
Omar.
Anyways,
Okay.
Right here.
Who wants to do number? Are you guys ready for number 20? The best Crash and Burn. Number 19.
yes.
Jason annoying the living shit out of Josh.
That's me. It's my job.
You ignore everyone, Jason. That's your job.
Hey,
All right.
it's my job. Thank you. It's all for fun. It's not intentionally.
18. Okay. Number 18. To have sex.
Ooh,
Oh,
That was
Evan!
Evan.
Evan.
Yes!
Yeah. Number 17. When I roasted the shit out of AEW Toxic Marks. And Nick
Oh,
showed
I
it
remember
all.
that.
Nick's face was like.
Whoa.
That was Nick's face.
He was like,
Yeah. Okay, number 16. When me and Nick lasted through the entire episode debating on Corbin and Gable on the King of the Ring tournament.
Oh, that was like a national debate right there.
Yeah.
That was a
I
fact.
remember that.
Okay. Number 15. My John Cena entrance on the SummerSlam predictions.
I remember that.
Oh, wasn't that the
Me,
breakup?
Omar, and Lucas were there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember that? Yeah.
Number 14. Lucas saying, "Can I get a oh
Oh yeah. Can I get?
yeah?" Number 13. Evan ruining my storyline. You know what? I think what they can do is Roman can beat Jay. After the fight, Goldberg comes out and Goldberg spears and jackhammers Roman, and then Hulk Hogan comes out.
That was the Hell in a
Gets
Cell prediction.
Oh,
by
yeah,
Goldberg,
I
but then
remember
Hulk
that.
Hogan does
Hell in
something.
a Cell.
He lifts him up, slams him down, and then you're ruining the storyline.
Yeah. They should do that. Imagine Goldberg coming out.
Yeah. Okay,
Everyone was
number
pooping.
12. A clean sweep. A clean sweep. Like this. Where's your head at? Is it up your ass where it truly is?
Me.
Is it up your balls where Roman sucks at?
Oh, I remember that was me.
Okay, number 11. Me falling off the chair and jumping over it when I lost my patience on the Clash of Champions recap.
Oh yeah.
That was a 2-hour episode.
That was the longest episode we ever did. Shout out to everyone who made the episode entertaining. AJ came on late that episode because he met Enzo that day.
Enzo.
You guys ready for number 10?
What is the 10?
Steve strips on camera.
Oh,
That was Steve. Oh my god.
I'm Scarper. I'm still
Oh,
Scarper.
that's Steve.
Yeah.
Steve.
Okay, number 9. Who says this? Hold on, guys. I'm gonna take a shit.
AJ.
Motherfucking AJ.
Right, AJ. It
Yeah.
was him.
Well, that's
Number 8. My Hulk Hogan entrance on the WrestleMania predictions.
Oh my
Hulk
god.
Hogan.
Oh my
Yep.
god.
Number 7. The first ever funny story. Shout out to everyone who made that entertaining.
Yep.
The funny stories episode. Yeah, the first one.
Number 6. He's coming out shirtless.
Oh, Ryleigh.
Oh, Wyatt just
Right.
died. Are you good? Are you good? Are you good?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Number 5. Yeah. Come. Yeah, I'm a black belt. You can come. Nick says this. Yeah, you can hit me with a belt. I'm a winner at black belt. Come at me, bro. Lucas. You talked about hitting people with the belt, right?
Yeah.
Instead of hitting them with a belt, you should hit them with these nuts.
That was on
Oh,
Takeover
yeah,
War Games.
Yeah. All right, number 4. Gary!
Oh, the Gary joke.
Okay, number 3. You know what? Your mother has a pee-pee.
Evan.
Ask me.
Yep. Number 2. I'm jumping through the screen.
Oh.
Oh yeah, that's when I talk shit about Liv Morgan.
I was pissed. Number
You're
1.
welcome.
Big Fast Fun South. Play some
sex music.
Yes,
Evans.
that has to be number 1.
And that makes it for the top 30 greatest crash and burn moments of all time. So far.
Omar, welcome, brother.
Welcome, everyone. Happy first anniversary of the Crash and Burn podcast.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. So you want to talk about your time on here, how you started joining and such?
Oh, listen, guys. I remember you guys did this Crash and Burn podcast member this month on this day today. And after that, a few weeks later, nearly June, that's where Jason told me if I wouldn't join in. And all suddenly, I start practicing doing podcast experience, ask questions, even though agreeing their facts or their opinion.
Yeah.
And even though
predictions, like what we think will happen on pay-per-view. Someone go after somebody else, and this will make a storyline rivalry.
And plus, your first ever episode that you did was the Takeover in Your House predictions.
Oh yes. I doubt it. I was like, when was that? Something started with the flashback, like the freaking old WWE styles in the '90s. It's
Yeah,
all in
NXT
your
Takeover
house.
in Your House.
Yeah, I'll say NXT bringing back the future.
I gotta
As
drink
from the
some
past,
my boys.
and now.
Yeah, and then you came back for the Extreme Rules predictions.
Yeah, I kind of lost my first prediction right there.
Yeah.
And the rest of them, like SummerSlam, wow, sort of clean and sweep. Payback too. I had like one out out of 5, believe 5 out of 1.
Yeah.
That was the
And plus, you're someone that's been around for the entire year.
Yeah, the whole year.
Yeah, so thank you.
You're welcome, and thank you for here welcoming the Crash and Burn podcast. I even
So,
enjoyed
like,
it though.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to talk about in your podcast experience?
Well, ever since I feel bad, I come out and tell what's going on, and all of a sudden I rise up to smile to make me much feel better with you guys.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And making sure no more jobbers or making same matches with this pay-per-view that's going on. We all know that this person will win the same. If they don't want to put something new, then we might head out and sleep.
Yeah. And that's exactly what we always talk about in our episodes,
Okay.
in our predictions and reviews.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, Wyatt, what else you want to talk about here?
I think it's time for me to share something that I think I'm ready to share.
All right, so I guess everybody mute and have a listen to Wyatt.
Yeah.
Does anyone else need to say anything? Because I got a long story to share.
You got it. You go.
There you got it. I pretty much talked about like everything.
I think we've had a pretty good journey in the Crash and Burn podcast, but I think I'm ready to share a story.
Let's go.
From all the times and darkest moments, dark cloud that came in my life, and where I'm at today.
Yeah.
So, literally, ever since in 2015, when I was 13, I was literally, for some reason, I was never really happy with myself anymore. So literally, 2015 was probably one of the worst summers I've ever had because literally, I didn't really have had a good relationship with my family. And literally my dog, my first ever pet dog died that year. She got ran over by a truck. The sad part was she was getting ready to have puppies. And the puppies never made it.
Oh.
And usually I remember growing up when I was younger and trials and tribulations and whatever, like, I never really, like, I did have friends growing up. Like, I didn't have too many friends growing up. And I remember, like, I never really did, like, activities with people, like, outside of school and whatever. So literally, like, I was different from everybody else because, not many people in my school like something called professional wrestling. People like football or, sports, video games, singers, etc. Like, I love professional wrestling. 8th grade was probably one of the most difficult years in my life. Literally, I've been bullied a lot. like literally, I was never happy with myself every day. Like, I treated other people what they didn't deserve to be treated. Like, I was literally a dickhead to a lot of my friends and my family. Outside of there, like, I was never really happy with myself. Like, I feel like part of it had to do with my hormones. But literally, I wasn't 100% confident with myself. So literally what happened was some asshole in my school literally had to say about everyone, like, made fun of me just because I liked wrestling and, like, I really had no one to talk to about it.
To be honest, same here. I barely had people to talk to about it.
Like, I had nobody to talk to about it. Literally, it was hard for me. Like, I literally wanted to quit school that year. I literally just did, I wanted to quit school. Literally, everyone made fun of me, and literally just because I had a YouTube channel and I had wrestling, and wrestling was the thing. And everyone was, like, making fun of me and laughing at me and pointing at me, and I just wish that, God would have just took me away. Literally, but thankfully, I worked my ass off and that led me to high school, and I never had a good connection with people in high school. Usually, like, the friends of mine that were at school there, I remember my freshman year in high school. I never like connected with people like that well. Like, literally, I didn't have a good connection with a lot of people. Literally, I was on bad terms with a lot of people. Like, I didn't have the best connection. Like, literally, the people that I was there with, like, feel like I had an issue with. And literally, that's how it's usually like in a freshman year in high school. Literally, I had no one that was really similar to me. And it was kind of hard, man. Like, literally, I didn't have good connections with people, like, outside of high school and whatever. And I knew I was very lonely, and I didn't really have people, like, to hang out with and whatever. But, I know that summer I was very lonely. I had no one to hang out with. But there was a good sign. I got to help with my dad's girlfriend's summer camp that year. That was fun. But literally, I remember years back, I know for a decade, ever since my dad was supposed to get married one year, and literally for some reason, me and him didn't have a very good relationship afterwards. But thankfully, after a decade later, me and my dad are having the best relationship that we've had in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And literally for some reason, it took me a while for getting me used to my dad's girlfriend living at his house now. It just doesn't bother me. And I'm actually don't mind as long as my dad's girlfriend's good with my dad and whatever, as long as she's making him better. That's what matters. Like, literally I literally didn't have, I learned I needed him, and I literally learned I had to man up. So literally myself, I wasn't really that much happy. I remember my freshman year, after getting home from school, I would just sit in my room and just wait till the next day. And then my sophomore year of high school came by, and literally the end of that year, that led me to the wrestling community, and that got me more involved. And that led me to meeting people on the internet who had a bunch of similarities to me. Jason, you met me. I met you my junior year of high school.
Yeah.
I know.
I think you met me as well.
And yeah, I met you my senior year.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So continue from what I was saying. So literally, I knew. That's all that led me to. I feel like I gave up my entire personal life for the internet. So basically, that's what it led me to. It led me to all these people that I talked to on the internet because they had all these similarities in me. And then I started going to all these meet and greets and started connecting and building friendships with people. And I know in the wrestling community, there's a lot of people that I'm actually grateful that I've met, like you guys. And there is people that I actually regret meeting. So then over the summer in my junior year in high school, that got me more into the community. And literally I realized I hung out with the wrong people, because the people that I hung out with were not very good to me. And those are people that I regret meeting. And they were people that, caused drama. I was friends with this one girl who I thought she was a good friend to me, but she was literally not that good to me. She would literally bitch on her story and say that she was leaving the community. No, she never did that. She basically did that just for attention. And this girl lived all the way overseas. And no, it's not Morven.
Mm-hmm.
It's not Morven. Morven's a G. She's a real one. All right. But continue what I was saying. So her and this other guy was her ex-boyfriend. And literally, I was friends with them, but I learned that they were not really that good to me. Literally, they shoved a bunch of drama in my face. And I literally was left out of everything. I was really hanging out with the wrong people on the internet, because a lot of these people, all there was drama. Until then, I stopped talking to those people. And then I started talking to different people in the community, and that led me to people that I actually regret meeting. And I started talking to you, Jason, and then you added me to a group chat.
I had some old group chats that we used to be in.
I literally gave up my entire life for that community because the community was all I had. And I remember I realized I was very lonely that summer because I never really had people to connect with, and this was the summer before COVID happened.
Wow.
Wow.
You know, I remember, Jason, I remember how down I was because I tried to find my way to go to Extreme Rules to see my friends.
Yeah, I remember that.
And but thankfully the Iconics, Billy and Peyton saved my summer. They saved my summer break from being boring.
Mm-hmm.
But I did get to do some special things that year and all. And I literally knew that I knew I wasn't 100% confident with myself for years. And I knew I was sometimes mostly down in dumps because I never really had people to connect with around my local area and whatever. Literally, I have to get this off my chest, but there is a lot of toxic people in the community. Literally, I got threatened by a Becky Lynch fangirl just because of my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And I tried not to cry, but I was almost sexually harassed by a Sasha Banks fanboy.
Oh.
Hey, yo, what the?
He literally.
Wait, what
He literally wanted me to have sex with him in the bathroom.
Hey, yo, what the?
What?
Ryleigh knows what I'm talking about.
Hold the phone. What? Hold the phone. What?
We never even knew that. Me, Omar, and Lucas never knew that.
I think Ryleigh knows about it.
Back, cause I'm gonna throw up. Give me a bag.
So, literally, then I was able to build a lot of friends. A lot of people new came into my life. Until then, I connected with you all to the rest of my senior year.
Yep, you did.
Until the end of my senior year, all the bullshit started happening.
Oh, I think I remember what you talked. I think I remember. I don't want to get into it because it's kind of much information.
And I feel like we kind of discussed it earlier.
We did discuss it. It's very difficult.
And it was very difficult for me to get over leaving the wrestling community.
It took you a while.
It took me a long ass while to get over. Because literally, I had to make the hardest decision by deactivating my old account and then having to start a new one.
Yeah, and look where you're at.
Knowing the amount of people that turned their back on me and the amount of friendships that were ruined, I had no choice but to deactivate and leave the community. But thankfully, I still have people remain in my life.
Right.
Yeah. Look where you are now. Look where you are now.
Yeah.
You're much better now that you got
It
away
was
from it.
really a tough ride for me. I know I had I know that I've been battling stuff like being depressed and anxiety, stuff like that. Like, I've battled that for years. And that led me to becoming a professional wrestler.
Yeah.
So, literally, after all the shit that happened and all, you know, the amount of people that turned on me and wanted to turn into snakes and and believe all the lies that were told about me, a lot of false rumors, and literally, I thought about ending my life last summer a few times. Sometimes I just wish God would in my sleep. I'm like, why am I thinking this? Literally, knowing how much happened, like, why is this happening to me? Literally, we just ended our feud. But I learned that those people just want to be attention seekers and learned that maybe they just didn't care about me.
That's how it's
I
gonna be.
knew this was very difficult for me to get over because literally that was all I had. But
yeah,
thankfully, again, that made me, and I know that you know, that led me to my career of professional wrestling. And until then, I was able to meet a lot of people there. And they helped turn my life around.
All right, nice. That's good.
I remember the first few days. I remember literally when I was battling, knowing how bad my self-esteem was. I literally got trampled by a horse. Earlier this year, I got in a car accident.
Mm-hmm.
And, I remember.
I remember that.
And honestly, that car accident, I kind of took that as a sign from God. God spoke to me that day. And it's like, if you want to live this life, you're going to live it, because to a conclusion, that's where your life's heading. Literally for months, I've been put on therapy.
Yeah. Again.
Thankfully, the therapy is actually helping me.
Yeah.
And I'm very happy that I've had a good replacement of people, at my wrestling school. Shout out to you guys, because you guys are awesome for helping me become a good replacement. And I know for years I kind of regret the people I've treated and all, but I learned that I was able to move on and become a better person.
Exactly.
Right.
But I know, but I want to do a few praises right here. I know Joe and Steve. I know you guys have seen me like this last year. You guys have had my side, had my back since day one, and I'm glad you guys are still with me on this day. And same goes to Morgan.
Of course.
And plenty goes to the other Crash and Burn.
There you go. Yeah, we got you, man.
Yeah, we got you.
But definitely my goal in life, like, I want to be a pro wrestler.
Of course.
Yeah.
You're in training
But
right now.
this is what I want to do. Like, I want to travel the world. Like, sometimes, like, literally in life, like my mom and my family would say, Wyatt, you just need to go ahead and do it.
And that's exactly what we're telling you right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since I'm going, and I learned it's never too late if you have in the beginning.
Yes. Yeah.
But hopefully I get an opportunity to meet new people this year, get to travel the world, get the light cloud, and hopefully I build a lot of new friendships along with my wrestling school family. And I know a lot has changed. But I'm very grateful I have something like this. But I know the shit I'm going through now, I'm still able to try and get through it. But hopefully this year is the year that I turn my life around.
It will be.
It will be. It's not hopefully, it will be.
But
you gotta put in the work in, man.
Yes. And stay strong.
Exactly.
And I'm going to take a moment and say, fuck anyone who used to be my friend and want to turn into a snake. And think that I'm a bad person, which I'm not. Even though...
Oh, damn.
I am going to take a moment, Jason. I'm going to say this, but I know if Allie's watching this, I know that me and you have had some shit that's happened in the past. And I know me and you haven't talked in months. But I'm glad we gave our friendship another chance. And I'm glad you're one of the people that knows that I'm still a good person. But, I hope I get the opportunity to travel the world and meet people and do more with the podcast and hopefully go back to the industry.
Yeah.
Because that's one of my goals. Like, sometimes that dream, you gotta fight for it and make it a reality.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course.
But I'm trying to best to explain everything as I can, but
it's okay.
I'm hoping to find my true soulmate. And I'm hoping to find, and again, I'm hoping to try to find and I'm thankfully I'm doing a good job at it, and hope to meet more people locally, and have people to do things locally with.
Yeah.
And definitely get myself out there in the world, because literally Joe said this to me on a FaceTime call. Wyatt, you need to put yourself out
Yes, make yourself known.
there.
You gotta be more social out there, man, because you don't know what you're gonna meet or whatever. So again,
Okay, it's engagement in your community.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, man.
Community interaction. Community engagement.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I knew last year was definitely the worst year of my mental health, but I'm still trying to overcome everything.
Look where you are now. Like I know that you're still going for a lot, whatever, but compared with last year to now, you basically went through a lot and then you conquered that. Like you went through that shit and
Like, you're strong, and that proves it
exactly.
right there.
That's what Jason's saying. Like
Yeah.
you did it. Like I mean, I know you still got things to do, and you got things to prove, but you still got it.
Of course, you have Lucas, Omar, myself, and the rest of the Moshcast Crash and Burn family behind you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna pick you up, man. Like don't worry, we're gonna pick you up when you fall down.
And hopefully I do get to travel. Hopefully maybe one day when it comes and when I officially make my debut and all, who knows, I could be going to Ohio and having a match with Ryleigh in the ring in an intergender championship match. Never know.
Or you can go to Texas and have James
Just don't,
officiate your
don't
match.
kill her. Just do not kill her. You don't wake up, Chris Breeze.
Of course, why? If you go to Texas, perhaps James can officiate your match.
He could. And who knows, I can be going to New York and maybe Josh and his Wrestling is Everything crew can cheer me on.
Come on,
Of course, and you can come down and see me.
Like, I want to be the wrestler that, like, interacts with their fans.
Yeah, you go to NC, man. You go to NC as well.
But,
Of course, you can come down and see me as well.
And I'm very grateful my idol, the rated R superstar, Edge, was able to give me the best of life possible when it comes to being a pro wrestler. And everything I got off my chest, what I said to him, he almost cried.
Oh man.
Oh man.
Damn.
But again, maybe I will do this with I will try to do this, doing this stuff that I want to do is better than sitting at home playing video games and watching porn.
Wait. Okay.
Every bone in my body.
Yeah. Let me tell you guys, stop watching that. It's too addicting.
Yeah,
Unless you're Evan.
Or John.
Evan can be addicted all he wants. Like he doesn't give a shit.
Or Steve.
Steve.
But I know stuff changed a little bit on here ever since 2 incidents that happened, but we're not going to discuss that. But thankfully, we are here still strong today.
Yep.
And Crash and Burn's going to continue no matter what.
Even if COVID is not existing anymore, we're still doing this.
Exactly. So we're gonna do.
Even though, like sometimes I just say to myself, like, it's just unbelievable that I'm here today, from the amount of people that have turned on me, the car accident that I had, knowing all the issues that I've been through, and the failed relationships, connections that I've had, but if people deal with like stuff like depression, anxiety, whatever it is, you need to go seek help. Whatever, talk therapy, medication, whatever you need to get it. Because holding this deep down in there ain't gonna work, man. Because that's what I've done for a long time.
Of course, dealing with that stuff is not fun, but you have to like pull through it and stay strong.
Like, I had to do it because I knew I wasn't okay.
Yeah.
But
it's okay, man. Just let it out, man.
But I don't know what else to say, but it's been a journey for me. But thank you to everyone who's remained in my life. Again, I know I've said that a lot, but
Of course, of course.
thank you to everyone who's remained in my life, and thank you to everyone who's came into my life, and thank you to the people that are going to come in the future of my life.
Of
But
course.
hopefully this year gets better and better.
Yep.
That's all I'm going to say.
Of course.
Yeah.
Clap back.
All right. Well,
I'll,
thank you and good job on
I'll tell
allowing
stories.
all that to get off your chest.
I'll get something off my chest as well. I've been thinking.
All right.
I couldn't get all of it what I wanted to say on the PlayStation or whatever like that. I'll go
Of
ahead
course,
and
we'll be here
say,
for a couple more minutes.
I'll say what I had to say. For what I had to say. So, well, I'll say it was start of 2020. I was at a school called Bishop McGinnis. I'm gonna say this, fuck you. Get out of the way. Even though I do met some people good in my life or whatever like that, there's some rare my good people, but they're more bad than good people because they're mostly preppy and old stab you in the back, and that's what I learned in the summertime. But we'll get into that in just a moment. So I knew why I knew Jason before the podcast or like that. I was supporting it, and I was trying to be on with him or whatever like that. But that never happened for obvious reasons. And what I did and what I needed to do was try to prove myself. And I remember I was in school during that year. I had to take anxiety medicine because my anxiety was in an all-time high when I was at school, and my grades were bad. I had a 1.5 GPA, but all my grades were just bad as just shit. And I remember that after the year, basically, I was about to say summer school, but then I met another school called the Peabody School right here in Apple, North Carolina, and that right there made me a different person, made me a different character, and made who I am. Shout out to that school. That school is awesome. And before that happened, this is during the podcast about that. And I'm very good at hiding my emotions when I deal with something. And I remember on the summertime, I was doing a lot when live was a thing for me. And now that shit said. I remember one time I DM'd this guy, and we'll just say I got blackmailed. And all that shit was leaked and got back to the public about news flow like that. And that shit got leaked by somebody that I used to know from. And that was my life. It made me crazy. Once I get sad or mad, I go crazy. Because once I'm sad or mad, I think violence. That's what I think. And I still do to this day. And I'm getting better on that over time. But it was just crazy how just like, people just stab in the back and just be toxic and just point each other, whatever like that. All that shit going on. And man, this is what I talk about. I'm gonna cry about this. But it just made me change who I am. And then once I took a hiatus from the lives, I realized that I'm better off without these lives I'm doing. I realized that I just can't wait for these people that try to manipulate me, humiliate me, or whatever like that. I can't wait for that. And I had to make a change. So, I, started this podcast. This made me who I am. And I realized this is a closer family that we got than what y'all think. Because these people right here helped me a lot. Jason helped me a lot. Wyatt over here helped me a bunch of life. Right? He's real in my spirit. Like, and all these type of people. Omar helped me out as well. Like, all these other people helped me out. I'm gonna give a big shout out to Ryleigh. Like, Ryleigh helped me through a lot in 2020 year. I remember, I'll get to that story in a moment. I think my mom got COVID for the second time, and I was like very pissed off, and I was mad that happened. And all that type of thing, so whatever like that. And basically what happened. It was just bad. Like I was just not feeling good. I honestly felt like it was going to happen to me. But I try to keep my spirits alive, hard to, because my spirits are like up and down, like roller coaster. It's not consistent as people think there are. Many people think I'm a happy spirit or like that. No, I got my flaws. Everyone on this call got their flaws, and that's what they're working on.
Yeah.
And I remember that mom got COVID for a second time. It just started going downhill, and this is when I started to be more open to these people like Wyatt and Jason, Josh and Ryleigh and Julia and all these people. Like, it's just helped me through a lot. And, it gave me good advice and it made me get stronger. If it wasn't for these people, I don't know where I would be today. Hell, I would
Same
probably
here.
wouldn't be here. I would probably wouldn't be here. I probably would do something else. Hell, I probably wouldn't be dead.
You could be working at McDonald's.
Oh, fuck that place.
I'd rather go there as a customer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I go to McDonald's all done. It's crazy.
Same here.
Yeah, but going back to the story, whatever with that. So then a couple months later, I was feeling pretty good or whatever like that. Like I was feeling good mentally, White team came back, it's basically a youth thing and I became a leader. That kind of changed me so it can aspire the youth for what that's what I'm trying to do right now. Inspire the youth that are around. And it was one day, it was November 10th, 2020. So, let's see what I'm talking about. So I accidentally left the gate open. And I realized that my dog Molly got out. And
oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I know what you're leading to.
Yeah. And
oh my god.
So then we go chasing for a little bit, and I was arguing with my dad because I didn't have shoes on. And I don't care about getting shoes like that. I care about most dogs. That's what I said. We argued for a little bit. Like we went our own way, a separate ways. Molly and Buddy for a while, and we go to the road that is right beside us. And like go up a little bit to the right. And that's what we did. So I walked around, looked, and everything like that. And I looked, I saw Buddy alive, and I was like, "Where's Molly?" And my dad shouted out that she was dead by a car. And, that right there, I screamed, I cried, and that inspired my spirit, and it really did fuck me up. It really did mess me up, and it.
Oh my god.
It legit messed me up. It's just because people don't know how special that dog was, and she was the only thing that kept going besides my family. Because she was always faithful and all this type of thing. Like she knew I was down.
Dogs are adorable.
Yeah, when she knew I was down, she was there for me, and she was one of the best friends that I had. And I'm my only child. That's the closest sister that I basically ever had in my life. And to see her die around 2 years old, not even over 5 years old, was just made me cry and sad like that. And that's when I started going crazy. And I remember I walked back to my room and I put a dent in the wall. And I bruised my hand a lot of like I remember my hands being bruised, and I just didn't feel anything in my hands after what happened, what I did in my hands.
That's what happened when my dog died. That's how devastated I was.
And
my dog, again, that was when my dog was getting ready to have puppies, and that devastated the shit out of me.
Yeah, and then two spots get creeping in. It's like, and this is when my old demon, my past demons came back wanted me to basically do it again, and wanted to go back to the path that I wasn't in at all. Because I used to be very suicidal when I was younger. When I was 13 or 12, I used to be very suicidal, and it almost brought me back to that path, and it made me think, and it made me think this way or whatever like that. It made me think that way. I remember saying, if I said I wanted to go with her, I was thinking if I would have sacrificed myself for her, I would have died a hero, and that's the way I would have died out. But I realized that she don't want that for me. Molly doesn't want that for me at all. She probably would slap me in the face if I did that. But I guess how much I care about the dog, and it's just a mind. And I told my mom, I was like, those thoughts are coming back again. I was thinking about cutting my wrist open. I was thinking about a bunch of things. What I was thinking about before, and it went me down again. And I remember very depressed that day, and I talked to Ryleigh about it, and she kind of cheered me up a little bit, and I got a bunch of texts about it. It was like a bunch of support, and that did cheer me up. But I realized that the other half of me was gone, and it led to me just being down and depressed for a whole week, and I was not happy with myself. Just I just didn't know what to do anymore. But one night, a month after that, I sensed a spirit, and it was Molly. I sensed a spirit, and it was Molly, coming up to me, and it's like, "Look, I'm in a better place now. It's time for you to carry the torch to the family." So I realized that I had to take more responsibility for what I did. And yes, I still blame myself for the actions, but I realized that it was a freak accident. And, accident doesn't happen like that. And I still do have her tennis ball that we used to play outside, and I still do have a ball, which I was blessed to have. And I remember months after that, I got dating, and she's been great. And I know Molly's watching me down. I know God's taking care of you, Molly. One of these days, when I turn old and whatever the fuck it's gonna be, we will reunite again.
Amen.
We will
Amen.
reunite again.
Amen.
Are you done, Lucas?
Yeah.
And that was deep.
Yeah. There was something I kind of wanted to include here. Last thing I'm going to include. I remember, I know last year again was the darkest year of my life. I know the backstabbing really fucked me up over. And I know that was hard for me. Literally the night I got my heart broken, literally I found out the girl I had liked ended up having a boyfriend because I planned to ask this girl out on her birthday.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Ever since I found that out, I got suicidal and I wanted to hang myself that night.
Oh, I remember that. Oh no.
Yeah, I remember that.
If it wasn't for Jason, Steve, and Ryleigh, I don't know where I would be today.
You're very welcome.
Yeah. Knowing how lonely I know I went in during the day. Like I remember, I got very lonely during the day last year, and that's something I'm trying to work on. Is my loneliness. When I know usually when I go to work, I'm usually that unhappy, and I get. I know I get upset about the smallest things at all. Even coming home, I get very unhappy, and my anxiety starts to round up, and I get all depressed. And there's times in the day I just think about making Jeff Hardy's mistakes. I know my family's not going to want that from me. I know my dead family members are not going to want that from me. And I know Jeff Hardy wouldn't want that from me.
Mm-hmm.
And, It's some of the stuff I went through last year was very hard for me to get over.
Yeah, I feel it, man.
Yeah.
Again, I remember I texted Steve all night, all upset and crying. I'm gonna tell you. All I'm gonna say is it's just again, I'm glad I found pro wrestling to be something that I can get out and have something to do. Those are the people that I can easily approach to, and whatever. Literally, I know. Oh, I know. I know I was very negative last year and whatnot. I know everyone tried hours to help me, and literally there was a group call that we had from 9:30 at night to 1 in the morning, and I promise that's never gonna happen again.
Oh yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you, again, last year was the most difficult year of my life. Like the amount of people that have backstabbed me, and the heartbreak that I went through, and how down I get and how very unhappy I get during the day. And literally, I wasn't even happy on my birthday. Literally at Christmas, I had a lot of anxiety. I'm like, this isn't me at all. And I think part of this had to do with the COVID pandemic.
Oh yeah, I can tell the pandemic affected everyone. A lot of people.
Literally in the pandemic, people are getting depression.
Right.
They're staying home all the time.
Yeah.
Oh man, I couldn't take it anymore. Staying home.
I couldn't take it anymore either.
I only work and go home. Work. Less hours. Not making enough money.
No.
I could tell the quarantine period of time was the hardest.
No. Even not getting haircuts.
I know I made a
Right.
lot of.
My hair was so long.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I remember your quarantine here. But yeah, I know I've grown up and I know I've made a lot of mistakes in the past, but as Mick Foley says, you got to learn and find a way to overcome those mistakes. Something to learn, something to do, and something to do. And I do need to learn how to believe in myself a little more. And
I
and
guess
that's just cutting a promo. You're gonna have that dark cloud in your life, and it's me wanting to do all these bad, harmful things to myself. Edge wouldn't want that from me.
nobody will want that from you. For real, nobody.
No.
Mm-hmm.
But again, yeah. I forgot what I was gonna say now, but Lucas, what you said there, that was great. But I'm glad
it was deep too.
It was.
Yeah, full story. I was never able to tell what the full story of what happened because I was nervous to talk about it. And it is difficult to talk about. Basically, someone close to you like that. It's
Losing
difficult.
somebody that was close to you, that's hard to go through.
It is, and I still pray. I still woke up and still serious spirits to this day, and it's a good thing to
love us.
Yes, exactly, and it's difficult. And there's also another thing that also probably I think, yeah, and I remember that after when New Year happened, I realized actually New Year. I remember once 2020 hit, I knew I had to do it because this 2020 me that I used to go with, had to deal with all the fake friends of my wife, all the people that stab me in the back in the summertime, everything like that. You know what? I'm gonna say this. I was strange to date those people. Strangely, because if it wasn't that, it didn't make me who I am. And now, look where I am now. I'm much better as a person. I'm more better I used to be. And I'm thinking of the best mental shape of my life. Yes, it's still dark times, and yes, there's walls, everything like that. My struggle, my struggle with those. I still struggle with those. And and all it's saying that like anxiety is going to be there, and it really depends how you very cope with that. So again, you got to cope right because you don't want to go to the same down spiral that I used to go to when I was in 2016, worst year of my life. Getting pants, bullied, and stomach, and everything like that. Just the way I look. I remember. Now I was a big boy, and I'm still one boy, but I'm proud of that now. I'm proud of that shit now.
Yeah.
I used to be so like self-conscious about myself. But now I'm not. Like I know who I am. And this is how I'm supposed to be. So this is how I'm supposed to be. So you ain't gonna change me. So, again, I realized once January 1st, 2021 hit, I realized how to be different. I realized there's gonna be new changes. Yes, there are new changes now. You know, there's some people that I'm talking to right now, you know, I may be in a relationship here in 2021. Who knows what's going to happen? You know, I have better things to do right now. I feel like I have the things that I need. And yes, I'm more things to battle with, but I do realize that I got people right here on my back. I got to see on my back, and you know, everything like that. So I know I got this.
Yeah.
You know, it takes a lot. Let me say, if you're going for a dark like that, there's always going to be at the end of the tunnel. There's always going to be a light, and we're going to find out why whatever. Go to the light. All right, do not hesitate. Do not wait. No matter how dangerous it is, go for it. All right.
For real.
The same way
Fucking
as
go for it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Go for the what, and go for what possibly change your life, and go for what's going to help you. All right.
Like for me, wrestling school helped me because I was able to find people to bond with and whatever. And like
Honestly, podcasting helped me too.
Like Ed told me, like, as when I was younger, going these childhood tribulations, like, wrestling was that thing, wrestling was that thing where I can forget about all the crap, I can forget about all the problems, and just enjoy this thing that I love.
Yeah. And it was just difficult, and I moved into 5 different schools.
It stuff got difficult.
Yeah,
and for me, I know it does take a while for me to get over things, but I'm trying to work on that. And thankfully, the people that I have today, and again, the people that I'm meeting now, they've actually made me better as a person.
Yeah.
And I maybe learned that maybe the internet wrestling community, knowing the amount of drama and how toxic it is, people at my wrestling school couldn't agree more. Literally, I learned that maybe that's not a good place for me. And maybe it's not good for my mental health. Maybe God is speaking to me saying, Wyatt, that internet is not good for your health.
Yeah. Yeah, if you want to find real love, go just, first of all, talk to him first. Not go straight into the fire. So many people are. But, just start slow, Once you get to know if they're right for you, fucking go for it,
Yep.
And I'll say this, I went to 5 different schools. And, it's difficult to, for me to cope with because I used to be in all different schools. And, it was, and, yes, I found the right one for me. I'm going to be in my senior year next year.
And I'm off to college next year.
Senior pay. Send me your senior pay.
Yeah, I'm going to be now old head. I'm coming y'all now.
Go ahead and do it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm ready to take the next step in my life. Not what's going to be. If it's a relationship, it's going to be a new attribute that I'm going to have, a new thing in my life. We'll see. But I'm ready for a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that a lot of people are going to look down at me, and they're going to see the potential I got, and I'm going to try my best. And again, I'm not going to be perfect at what I'm going to do or whatever like that, but I still know that I'm going to be okay. Because I got you guys. I got, friends in my school I got right now. I got you guys, for example. And, got my family. And, yeah, it's crazy how I all that. So,
Yeah.
you know what? I used to be the same boat as you. Remember, I'm just the same boat as you with all the suicidal thoughts and everyone. I used to be the same boat as you.
Yeah.
And it's difficult to go through that. And again,
I'm gonna tell you, I know none of y'all experienced it, but I've been battling this shit for years.
I'm about it for.
Yeah.
Well, I battled it for 2 years. Well, 3 years actually.
Yeah.
And it's very difficult to go through that. And I'm gonna say this: once you find that white, once you find what you need to find, because there's more of what you need to find. I'll say that. And once you find the white, go for it. That's when exploring now and being more social is gonna be.
Yeah.
So, again, you got it, man. I used to say boat as you.
Yeah. And the last thing I'm gonna say is, I know my life has changed and all, and I know a lot of my friendships ruined by one person, but I highly regret meeting that person. I feel like I made a mistake by meeting that person. But again, all I'm saying is, as much as I regret meeting you, knowing how toxic, egotistical, selfish, and controlling human beings you are, knowing how much you tried to ruin my friendships on here, I don't care how much problems you faced again. I don't care what you do now for a living. All I'm gonna say is, I'm never gonna forget what you did and know how much you ruined my life. I'm going to fight every fucking bone in my body to keep fighting every day, knowing how much you're trying to ruin my inside, how much you're trying to ruin my life.
Mm-hmm.
People are probably saying to you, you're trying to get what? But you know what? I don't care how far you get from me, because, buddy, I'm not over yet. Because if we ever meet again, I'm fucking you up.
Yeah.
Alright.
I'm gonna send this message out. Makeup. No, I'm gonna call it names. I have the balls to say what I need to say.
Buddy, even though me and your ex-girlfriend are friends, bud, just know you can fucking play about it. All I'm gonna say is, God bless, and go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
I hope I never meet you ever again.
I'm gonna call names.
I'm fucking you up.
I'm calling names right now. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead.
Go ahead, Lucas.
What I'm gonna say. Sean, Andrew, John Bridges, Andrew Bitchhead. I'm gonna say that. Since you want to talk shit about my best friend, remember that what you did is what you did. And you tried to ruin my life. I was manipulative shit. I was either a pedophile or anything like that. Listen, my best friend ain't a pedophile. I know this guy for 6 years. I know way better than you fucking guys do. So you don't go around and spread lies about my best friend. What I've been with, one that helped me work out, helped me do all this. If it wasn't for him, I don't know where I'd be today. And Sean Andrew, keep making up the lies. As once Moxley said, Sean, Andrew, you both are cancers. And you always will be, because you spread lies, spread toxic things. And just remember, if I come back to that school, that bishop will have everything to lose. Because karma's going to be a bitch to bite you in the ass. And I'll wait for the day that happens. But don't come to me when that karma bites you. Because, and we don't like it. No, we do.
Suck it.
Suck it, yeah. Anyways, Omar,
After
anything you want to
time,
go? Oh, what?
But again, I feel like I've done enough. I've gotten off my chest, knowing
Yeah.
how much of a rough ride it's been. But knowing that every day I'm just gonna keep fighting and whatever else. I know me and Lucas had a lot to say, and I'm very proud of you, Lucas. And hopefully everyone
Right.
what me and him have to say. Yeah. I'm just beyond grateful I have this podcast and I have something like this in life, and maybe we'll do our outro.
Yeah, it's a blessing.
Yeah. So, I know Lucas and Wyatt, you two had a lot to say, but Omar, you haven't had the chance to talk much this episode. So, anything you want to get off your chest?
Well, as I said it, like last year, it wasn't quite good before this pandemic came to this world.
Yeah.
And
That's with everybody.
and I was afraid, like, what's gonna happen? Like, I know most of people losing losing their jobs, and their boss gonna get called saying like some of you can work, but some of you are working at home or getting employment. I was like, oh man, I better not be living the streets like this, or what I have to do. Like, thank me to God, I saved myself. Working job where I am, and literally when next month you guys created the Crash and Burn podcast, and like I said a little bit earlier, few weeks, nearly June, when I turned 24. That before that, I actually joined in myself, and I did my decision. I said yes, I want to join in, and as I did with the first prediction, the pay-per-view in your house, that was my first thing that I like, which I love it so much because all the time when we see wrestling prediction pay-per-views, I said this will be my only chance I can prove the world if I'm right or wrong. Sometimes I don't care. People make mistakes. I understand, but we all try.
Yeah.
Uh and unfortunately, ever since I've been joining you guys, I I received some message to you saying that are you a YouTuber now? It's like, so maybe. Well, I'm with a group of podcasts. I said to the people.
You're welcome for that.
Yeah, and I tell them thanks for joining.
Hold on.
That's the only thing I did first, thanking them.
Gotta get my dogs real quick. Hold on.
All
And
right, go
so
ahead, Lucas.
and someone laughed saying on a YouTube podcast saying that there was this boy that he's a picky boy. I was like, you mean boy named Josh? Oh, he's like that. He's like picking someone else. Like, what are they up to?
Yeah, I mean, if you're watching this, we usually like to have fun, just joke around with each other here.
Yeah, I told him we all joke around. We all joke around. We make fun of each other.
We have fun.
We name calling themselves. If they don't like it, then go find something else to sleep. Yeah, that's the only thing. That's we did that. We all do that. And I know, like, I gotta say this, but back in a few years, it wasn't good at me because I didn't grew up. I grew up for not going something new. I grew up like with my parents, like being home all the time. Then we play outside with some friends. One of my friends just like act so dumb by bullying a best friend of mine. Then I had to stand up and face front and confront him. Even though I was a little short and obese, and he was a little taller than me, he was kind of obese too. But I decided to terminate him down, and I did it all myself with no backup, and even him person too.
Wow.
And indeed, when I was in middle school, I got bullied too because of how I look. And I said, you know what? It's time for me to stand up and walk forward. And when school finished, I'm gonna start doing exercise. I'll be going out every day. I didn't want to stay home. My mom told me, "What are you, a street gang person going out every single day? You ask for it. You see me, I'm wearing shorts, shirts. That's a class type of gym I'm doing. And I see people doing the same thing, walking around or running around the park. I want to do like them too." Then when I was in 8th grade, Oh man, nobody realized me who I am, and I told them, "Do you know who I am? The boy you usually bully him all the time, calling name calls all the time." And one time I got stuck in the bathroom. They locked me up, and even the
Wow.
janitor told me, like,
Damn,
"Why are you
bro.
here? Why are you here?" Like, they locked me up. It's these kids again. They always on me. Like, why they always against me? I didn't never do something wrong with them. I used to always be nice and all stuff. Then I had to. I don't want to say the word, but I had to snitch them up. I had to, and my mom came to the school where I am, and she still let me on stay same school. Then next few days, they like press charges to those kids who do a kill like that, and that was I was like traumatized all this time, but I have to speak up. And I was afraid of
Mm.
them.
I know. I know bullying is a very bad thing, Omar, and I know that I've been bullied as well, just because I'm different, and bullies don't have. There's been bullies that do things that they have nothing better to do. There's bullies in elementary school, middle school, high school, college, even in the adult world, even if you live in the retirement home. I mean, there's bullies everywhere, even on social media.
Yeah,
Cyberbullying is, I know, a big thing because
yeah.
ever since the pandemic, I knew the wrestling community was going to be more toxic and all, and that means that did teach me it is not good for my mental health because sitting on social media all day does not solve anything. Literally, as Ryback says, going out there, being nice to people, spreading love, building friendships with others, seeing people face to face with eye contact. I'm trying to work on my social health more, and that's definitely one of my main goals this year. I know I may have said that earlier, but yeah. Again, it's just if you do stuff like that, what I just said, and what Ryback has said, I think it'll help you make a difference in this world.
Oh,
You on social media all day, sit, whine, crying, that doesn't solve.
I didn't have social media that time, but
I'm
now
trying to
like
work on avoiding social media. Like the only time I'm going to use like social media is like for the podcast.
yeah.
And I'm trying
Yeah.
to work on getting more guests on the podcast because I'm trying to meet new people and make new friends. And Jason, afterwards, I'm going to try to get someone on behind the rank.
I didn't have social media during that time, but now like when I entered high school, I
Social
started
media
creating
makes
social
sense.
media like Facebook and everything. Now suddenly I didn't get ads from friends that from childhoods, even right now, uh, high school time. All suddenly, I dated a first girl that I couldn't trust for a very long time when I was in eighth grade before going to high school.
Yeah.
I was set to a trap for all this time, saying that she was with some dude, and my friend, I didn't want to believe in my friends, but my friends took me where she lived, and I knew where she lived because I seen her walking somewhere we used to go, and there it is. And then the next day, um, I had a security guard back up, like a friend of me, to say where my guard at, because I need company, because I really don't want to talk to him face to face, because I was so mad for trusting him. That's the thing I learned my lesson. Even though when I was in high school, yeah, I had one too. Things didn't work out. I was like, oh no, it's because I respect the person. I did. Now I have no one, but including the people I used to hang out before, wrongly fool, and I only got one time suspended because of ditching teachers, mate securities. I even one time said, you know what, I'm walking out of class and not coming back. I want to go to the office and take everything.
Mm.
I was one
Damn, bro.
wrong. But see, when I grew up now, since I'm out of it, trying to find what to do, and I find a job, make money. Before this year, with the pandemic, having fun, hanging out, going parties. Yeah.
And some I'm definitely trying to get off my chest a little bit, but I know my job gets a little difficult. Like knowing how much like negativity and stuff like goes. Like I know usually the negativity and stuff like never puts me in a good mood like during the day, and it's hard for me to like like ignore it and all because it literally gets shoved in my face. But the reason why I like don't want to quit my job is because I get paid very well and my grandparents actually run the job and all. But I'm just lucky enough I even have a job. It doesn't matter if it's like negative or positive. At least I got a job and I'm paying my bills and whatever else.
Right.
I know
There you
that
go.
I'm distracted very easily, and I know I get sensitive, and I know that it takes me a while to get over some things, but usually I know negativity never puts me in a good mood. It makes me unhappy, and I feel like I've realized that for a long time.
Right back.
But again, I guess maybe we should do our outros because I'm gonna make a good outro. So this shit I'm gonna say is my outro.
I even one time, ever since I used to date 5 girls before, wow, they all became parents already. I was like, wow, so young of you girls like that when I used to date you, having babies at your age, and you gotta continue studying school, so you can't focus when you have a child on the way. It's very hard.
You want. Basically, I'll say this: you don't have kids when you want to feel like it.
Yeah, yeah. I was like 14 started dating a girl, but who? Wait a minute, it's too young for it back in time. Too young. He's too young.
That,
Yeah,
Mhm.
God,
go too high.
already.
Don't go too low. What's your age?
Yeah.
What is it?
What?
Say something? No, Lucas. I thought he said something.
Nah.
Uh yeah, I was at that time. That time I was young. I was like, no way. When I seen ages up, those young teenage, before I turned 20 and up, okay, I gotta take more time if I want to become a dad or not. Depends who you find the love of the life and trusting. Like 5 of them that I used to date before. Oh man, their life were like crazy. Even their boyfriends get dumped by them, leaving their child. It was a boy or girl, and seeing they just come back for him. I know visit him sometime.
Yeah, man.
Uh,
I even one time got changed my style for because one time I went to the party with my sister. I think it was the Easter weekend. I saw my fourth ex girlfriend, and she got her daughter right there playing. And out of nowhere, this kid I know who is baby's dad, and I said, "My sister, do you realize who is this baby? That's my ex girlfriend's daughter's." And it was like, careful next time, wherever you're doing the egg hunts, whatever, don't let anyone. Just it's our family. We let them play. I
yeah.
got scared when I see her face to face again, but I pull my mask up so she will realize who I am.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, but thanks be God, I changed my life. I have no worries. I'd rather just be alone, but I have friends to hang out.
And you have us.
Yes, and even Crash and Burn podcast members too.
Exactly.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
all the
Well,
time I feel sad, showing you, share you, makes happy when I laugh too.
exactly.
Exactly, brother.
Why? You have something to say?
No, I'm just ready for my outro whenever. But
I'm done. That's all thing
I
I've
feel
done for
like
my
I've got
life.
enough fun.
All I'm gonna say is, I don't know where I'll be if it wasn't for this podcast, the Moshcast, and wrestling in general.
Yeah.
I don't know where I'll be. Plus, I know I'm also a moderator on a Minecraft server too, so I know I met some more people from there too. So,
Yeah.
so I think sometimes we have to thank COVID because if it wasn't for that, we would not have been closer.
COVID fucked the world last year.
I mean,
Yeah.
true that, yeah.
Fucked it hard in the ass, and not in a good way.
But at least we're thankful that the vaccines are here. Things are going back to normal.
Get vaccinated, you assholes.
Some vaccines are not good. Johnson Johnson, they say people are dying for that. I was like, what? So what's the difference of normal vaccine or the Johnson Johnson?
I'm fine with mine.
Yeah.
I guess outro time.
I guess it's outro time. We pretty much thank.
Yeah.
I have one thing less to say, but I'll let go Wyatt go his outro. As you guys go.
Yeah, go ahead, Wyatt.
Oh wait, I was doing my outro.
Go, let me go.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Lucas.
I thought I was gonna leave. Okay, I'm sorry. All thing I gotta say is I never opened up about this because I never thought people would. I was diagnosed much, and I was diagnosed with autism, ASD, which basically means I'm high functional autism, and I was diagnosed with ADD. And at first, I thought those things were a disadvantage.
Wait, what, Lucas? What did you say again? I didn't hear you. What?
I thought it was a disadvantage.
Oh, I thought you said something about autism.
Oh no. But basically what I'm saying, I thought at first it was a disadvantage, but once I got older, maybe it was 10th grade, and I realized that it was an advantage because I realized I'm different from these people, and that's how I'm made to fucking be. And I'm not saying it made me who I am, because I made me. But it helped me, and I'm no one different. But that doesn't mean that I'm gonna be anything else different in life. And I have different strategies, different things to cope with. It's gonna be an advantage I'm gonna have. And I'm gonna say, even diagnosed with all these things that are mental, just realize that you're not no different, and realize that you have an advantage, and realize that we all born different. We're all not born the same because
Exactly.
boring if we're all the same. If we're all the same, it will be boring.
It would. The world would be pretty stale and boring. That's like if we were a wrestling fan. Like everyone's entitled to their own opinion.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'll divide.
Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. Like Randy Orton, I think Randy Orton and Edge are the best wrestlers in the business right now. Like that is my opinion. I think Becky Lynch is overrated. That is my opinion. I think John Cena should come back full time. That is my opinion. I think Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke deserve the Raw Women's Tag Team titles. That is my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, don't come after me. Butthurt over an opinion. Like there's AEW marks and WWE marks. Like Omar only watches WWE.
Yeah.
Right.
Me and Omar only watch WWE.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we at least respect anyone who likes AEW.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
And
you guys are loyal to WWE.
Stay loyal.
Unlike a former member of our podcast who got fucking butthurt about it.
Oh. I'm not going there.
Let's just get to our outros then.
Yeah.
And people who get butthurt because they're an AEW mark. But guess what? AEW marks can be toxic, but guess what? If you think wrestling very toxic, don't go on Twitter, okay?
Yeah.
Go on Twitter.
Yeah. Let's just be quiet. Get to our artists. Again, happy 1 year to the Crash Burn podcast. Thanks for watching this episode, everybody. We hope y'all enjoyed having a look at the reflection. I guess where we had a look back at the past 265 days, and thank you for watching us open up.
Yep.
About our past and how it led us to Crash and Burn today. Thanks again, and subscribe to the Crash and Burn, subscribe to the Moshcast. You already know what to do. And yeah, thanks for watching. And the next time you'll see us is AEW Fight with Ball in 2019. And our first predictions after the 1 year is WrestleMania Backlash.
Yeah.
Still can't believe that name.
And the next time you'll see us in terms of the Moshcast is Dua Lipa's self-titled album.
Alright.
Anyways, stay tuned for both episodes on both podcasts. And yeah, Wyatt, go ahead.
I'm glad that everyone sat through this long last episode. I know me and Lucas had a lot to say and get shit off her chest, and Omar got to share a story and whatever else. Josh may have came on for a little bit, but I'm very grateful that I have something like this to do and enjoy in life. Like, I know it's not the only thing that I absorb and do in life. Like, I know I gotta do more, but thankfully, I'm working on that. But again, I'm very grateful that Jason and Josh have gave me ownership to something like this. Like, it's always fun to do a podcast, and thankfully
And form a family
for me
in the
where
podcast.
I'm very beyond blessed. I have friends like Ryleigh and Josh and Jason and so many more people, and Julian and Joe, Steve, Omar, and so many great people like I can like vent to whenever I'm sad. And I'm glad I still get to have people in my life outside of Crash and Burn as well. But but it's this podcast has been fun for a journey. I hope we keep the podcast going. We're gonna try to improve the podcast after this episode, so stay tuned for that. But I know it's time to take the actions what you want in life. And again, I've definitely had a good time celebrating our 1 year anniversary, and maybe on May 6th, 2022, we will celebrate our 2 year anniversary.
Yeah.
That's right, and of course,
And remember to earn your stars and keep crashing and burning.
of course, stay up, happy as fuck, and get ready to crush another day, everybody.
Yeah. Alright.
Alright, Omar, go ahead.
Alright, I was gonna say.
Well, I'd love to say thank you for everyone for joining the first year anniversary of Crash Burn podcast member. I feel blessed and welcome to this podcast. And I also got good friends in this, like Jason, Lucas, Wyatt, Josh, Julian, sister Ryleigh, James, and Jacob. So
Jacob.
Yeah,
all I
Jacob.
want to say is subscribe to this channel and follow us on every social media. And be sure to follow everyone's social media on their Instagram. So thank you. Happy anniversary of Crash and Burn podcast.
Alright. Lucas, end off the 1 year.
Yes, and once again, 1 year somehow. Ironic. Thank you guys for watching this episode. We'll open up about a lot. It's time to open up about things, and we have to look at many moments that. So make sure you follow us, all of us on our social. Subscribe to us, and remember to stay classy and just have a shot, and just do your thing. Just be open, just be out there, and just realize that we all born different, and just realize that any of us right here can help you out. We got you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And us, yes.
And that's all I gotta say. And happy 1 year. And yeah, I'm gonna go.
And also one more thing. Hashtag stop Asian hate and hashtag Black Lives Matter.
Yes. There you go.
Anyways, guys, we'll see you on the next episode, the first episode in this new era of Crash and Burn.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Bye.
Bye.
Crash and burn!